is a Husqvarna L65 one-man chainsaw. Originally introduced in 1974, it features a 65cc or 4 cubic inch engine supplying 3.8 horsepower and 7,000 maximum engine RPM. It is a relatively heavy saw, coming in at 18.7 pounds with an 18-inch bar. It runs on a 40-to-1 mixture of gasoline and 2-cycle oil with a tank capacity of 23.6 ounces. The shortest guide bar available was 15 inches and the longest was 24. They were manufactured in Sweden and Yugoslavia. This particular model was made in Sweden and features no chain brake. This saw has been a reliable workhorse for many years, and today we're going to restore it to its former glory. I'd like to be able to compare the speed of this current setup to the new setup on the saw once we get done working on it. So we're going to set a timer and we're going to cut 4 or 5 cookies off of the end of this particular pine log, and we're going to see how quickly it goes through it. Once we get done working on the saw, we'll take this same log and we'll do the same cuts and see if it's faster or slower. So I don't have the proper software to put a timer on the screen on the computer. So what I did was I set the timer, and at 5 seconds I started cutting. So we're going to say it's about 48 seconds for those 3 cuts. So here's what we're going to do with this old saw. We're going to take it apart. We're going to get all the gunk and sawdust cleaned out of it. We're going to go ahead and put a new spark plug in. We're going to put a new fuel filter in, a new on-off switch. We're going to put a new sprocket in to match the new chain that's going on it. We're going to put a new pull rope on it, and we're going to ultimately put a new bar. We're going to make sure everything is greased up and ready to go. Then we're going to go take it outside and test it. So the vent here has actually got a little small ball bearing in it, so we're not going to introduce air into it. We're going to fill it up with some WD-40 and see if we can get any return into the tank, and we do. So that's clear. There's our sprocket that we want to change right there. Make sure you put your dust cover back on. This is the oiler port. What we're going to do now is we're just going to crank the saw up and we're going to rev it very slightly. We don't want to rev it much because these clutches can become explosive if they're revved too high. We're going to make sure oil is coming out of there, and if oil's coming out of there, there's really no need to dig down and clean the screen out in this thing. And we do indeed have oil coming out, so we're good. Well guys, that's it. Let's go take it out and give it a test run. So we're just going to do the same thing. I'll set my timer, and at the 5-second mark we'll start up cutting, and we'll cut 3 of them and we'll see how it goes. So there it is. I started cutting at the 5-second mark, and we're at 34 seconds, so 29 seconds. So we shaved a lot of time off of that cut. So guys, that's all I've got. I really appreciate you watching this video. Let me know what you think about these types of videos. I really enjoy working on saws and doing stuff like this. And if you'd like to see more of it, just let me know. I really think that we made a vast improvement on this saw today. I think the reasons that it went so much faster was, of course, it had a brand new factory sharpened chain as opposed to an older machine sharpened chain. But both chains are pretty sharp. Another reason, of course, is that sprocket nose, I believe, on this particular bar. The old bar had a solid tip on it, which created a lot more drag, and this one right here has got a lot less drag to deal with on the bar. So that was I think that's one of the reasons that the saw doesn't have as much trouble going through stuff anymore. But let me know what you think, and let me know if you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I appreciate you watching.